Good morning, and I hope that you are not too tired for a lecture regarding geopolitics and geostrategy. I was very pleased listening Dr. Maynard's presentations regarding a few topics on geoculture. Yesterday we spoke about clash of civilization, and I would like to emphasize that the traditionalist approach of international relations deals mainly with geopolitics and geostrategy. But we can see today how important is geoculture, and as Luttwak proved in 1992, 1993, how important is geoeconomics, dealing with geoeconomics in today's world. Thursday, the White House released the national security strategy. I was very, very impressed by these documents because it's very much a new approach of international relations and of security from the perspective of the world. First of all, this document takes the world as it is, and we have to start from this. In the last days, a couple of days, we have discussed about Afghanistan. And when we discussed about Afghanistan, we did mention a lot of actors which are involved in this area. But from the point of view of international relations, I have to tell you that we are in a process now to restructuring, as I said yesterday, restructuring the international system. Like it or don't like it, we need to do. We have to do that, because otherwise we'll fail in a lot of decisions, both at the local level and global level. There are two very important developments in the last 2 decades. One is globalization, which did intensify, and the second one is interactions or interconnections or interdependencies, which plays a very important role both at the level of local developments of social economic life and at the international global level, and many interactions between traditional actors like states or non-traditional actors like NGOs or civil society or individuals must take in consideration these new developments of international system. When we are talking about restructuring international system, we have to take in consideration many areas. But generally, theorists are saying that there are 6 dimensions which are very important. These 6 dimensions practically must emphasize the issue of geography, and we were talking a lot about geography when we discussed about Afghanistan and Central Asia, about units which interact within the system, about types of interactions, and of course about the time. Restructuring is a very important task, and of course in this period, in our days, are involved practically all type of interactions or of actors in this restructuring. What does mean restructuring? Restructuring means, and talking about territory, but not about territory only. We are talking today about space. When we are talking about Afghanistan, we are talking about the territory of the state. But when we are talking about the space, we are taking into consideration Central Asia, South Asia, and other areas which are very important because of interconnections. We are talking about international institutions. Yesterday afternoon, we have spoke about how to reform, how to restructure international institutions. And of course, we have to talk about power system within this international system. We have to deal with power system from the traditional point of view and a new approach. There are a lot of representations of current process of transformations of restructuring international system. I present you here one model of restructuring the international system from the point of view yeah, from the point of view of today interactions and from the point of view of power system. It's not very easy, but I would like to tell you that we have to work within restructuring of international system in a multidimensional field system, and we have to involve here, as I said, all types of actors within international system. The logic of restructuring of international system deals with this new recontextualization and rearrangement both of territory, space, and of power, and of all types of dimensions which I did mention at the beginning of my presentation. You can see here the simple scheme of restructuring international system. But what I would like to emphasize that today there is a new type of actors, and in the coming minutes I'll talk about this new actor, regions. We are talking about states, we are talking about non-states, international organizations, but in the coming international system, the regions will play a very important role. I did mention the new US national security strategy, which finally emphasized the role of inter-regional and trans-regional relations and interactions among new actors and among actors which are dealing with global issues, because we were dealing with global issues. I did present some theoretical and legal approach of regionalization and globalization. You can see the relations among national states, regions, and globalization. And I'll present a new scheme, which is truly very important from the point of view of balancing of equilibrium within the system, from the point of view of this restructuring international system, and from the point of view of the region. Voila. you can see the middle area with nation states with traditional actors. We can see the so-called sub-nation actors and transnational, international, multinational actors. What is important from our point of view is this network of globalization, which takes in first phase this issue of regions. But regions not from the point of view of alliances, Because traditionally, literature emphasizes regions as product of alliances. What does mean an alliance? Is a temporary arrangement, territorial, spatial, and at the same time politically and strategically. But when we are dealing with new type of restructuring of international system, we are talking about new type of regions. Regions which are product of integration process, not only of temporary alliances or ad hoc interest. Historically, there were very interesting debates regarding the strategic regions, because I would like to start now talking about what does mean a strategic region. At the end of the interwar period, E.H. Carr told about regional blocks. Brzezinski, when presenting the Second World War, did present very important 3 regions of Eurasian geostrategic system. You can see Central Europe, Central Asia, and Southern Asia, and Southeastern Asia. These were the main strategic regions during the Second World War. They are, not only from the geostrategic point of view, they are and some so-called peripheral zones, or in the current language, buffer zones, which are so-called access area from the point of view of one power or other power. These two, this kind of space are strategic region. And I did exemplify with Central America, Central Asia, Middle East. In the doctrines, within the doctrines of international relations, you can see, and I did present here 3 main doctrines which dealt with strategic areas or strategic regions. Monroe Doctrine, Eisenhower Doctrine, and Brezhnev Doctrine. In the current world, you can see a lot of regions, being trade regions, economic regions, integrated regions, market regions, you know, starting with NAFTA and with ASEAN and with European Union and so on and so on. But what is important in today's world, there are very important strategic regions, which are both access regions from the Brzezinski point of view, and in the same time are very important from the point of view of economic trade relations. Strategic regions are sometimes called the land between. The land between Central Asia, Central Europe, Mediterranean area, and of course, what is very important today, we are not talking about, let's say, continental or local regions from the point of view of strategies, but today we are talking about regional strategy in the global framework of relationship from the point of view of states and international organization, like Central Area, Middle East, Central Asia, and East Asia. And let's start with Central Asia. At the beginning of the 90s, one of the very important piece of literature, essay on strategy published by Defense University in Washington, D.C., said that USA has a very strong interest in Asia, and this interest means economic interest. In 1993-1994, Kissinger focused on Central Asia, and he emphasized the relationship among two powers, US and Russia in Central Asia. And after that, we have to present other definition. Today, in April this year, Saunders called the region of Central Asia the geopolitical space which comprise 5 post-Soviet republics, and today is a global regional strategic region, because this region flows not only strategic or geostrategic interest, but in the same time information, people, goods, ideas, and he said money. In last 2 decades, Central Asia was truly a very important geostrategic and geoeconomic area. Everyone knows what means political interest, economic interest, and others in this area. But what I would like to present you is what kind of actors, this is Central Asia with 5 states, what kind of actors are involved? First, US, Russia, China, which are competitors, and since 1990 were competitors in Central Asia. EU, NATO, OSCE, SEO, CSTO, which are regional players in Central Asia. UN, a lot of transnational corporations and international NGOs, which are global players. In this case, practically, we have in a very important area of the world involved all types of actors within international systems. They are present there. I not enter details what does mean every type. But I would like to present you very, very briefly what the US is doing in Central Asia. Recently, American administration defines Central Asia as an alarmingly fragile region. And of course, US announced that maintains its interest on both Central Asia and of course in Afghanistan, from security point of view, from the economic point of view, energy, and from the point of view of values of human rights. What is very important here? As an actor within international system working, being present in this area, US encouraged the states of Central Asia to develop ties and synergies with countries of South and Southeast of Asia. From integrationist point of view, this one is very, very important. You'll see later why. In other aspect, US encourage and emphasize the role of inter-regional links between Central Asia and other region which I did present you before, region of the world. Of course, US is very much interested on securing access towards Afghanistan from a strategic point of view. US works together with European Union and other actors in modernizing both energy sector and infrastructure in this region. And of course, security issues are on first stage from the point of view of US. Russia. What Russia is doing in Central Asia? According with Medvedev recent doctrine, Russia is claiming or reclaiming its sphere of influences and its privileged interest in a number of regions, including Central Asia. During Bush administration, Washington said that Russia was valuable actors in fighting against terrorism. Recently, Medvedev and President Obama did talk and work on some areas of the globe, including this one, and the hope of Washington is that Russia will be very much involved in fighting terrorism in Afghanistan and in other areas. What Russia emphasizes now is how to ensure and how to develop regional security strategy and how to make work such strategy in this area. Of course, there are very much, there are a lot of interactions between Russia and these countries and generally with the region regarding economic issues, energy and others. European Union and Central Asia. We were talking many times that European Union is a normative, soft power. And I would like to say that many actors within the region see European Union as a counterweight to the great game between some powers in the region, giving the chance to the balancing policy and to the equilibrium in this area. Yesterday, our colleague from the Commission presented how European Commission deals with Central Asia. I would like to tell you that recently European Commission decided to reallocate and to restructure their programs towards Central Europe, and for 2011-2013, European Union wants to focus on some so-called civil areas regarding administrative capacity, rule of law, energy, business, media, and regional governments, and so on and so on. Other actors which are involved is China. China is a very active promoter of regional multilateralism in Asia through a lot of organization, and especially in the last 2 decades. What is China's interest? First of all, in securing neighborhood from the point of view both of terrorism and from the point of view of economic and energy relations with the area. China was one of very important country which set up this Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And Shanghai Cooperation Organization was practically a joint venture between China and Russia, which tried to bring and countries of Central Asia and others to counterweigh the presence of USA in Central Asia. NATO, a very important actor present, and we have discussed a lot. That's why I'll not emphasize. But I have to tell you that from the point of view of NATO, not only strategy is very important. Nobody yesterday spoke about so-called bilateral programs of NATO, which were dealing both with infrastructure and with modernizing security and defense capacities of these countries, and in the same time dealing with economic issues. NATO is not involved directly in economic programs because NATO is a security-oriented organization, not trade or economic organization. But indirectly, NATO programs in this area supports economic developments and organization. I return for the moment to another regional organization which is present in Central Asia, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And you can see, and if you are interested to learn about SEO, what is important, SEO wants to work very closely with UN. It's a very good point. Wants to bring together countries of this region and wants to work to cooperate with other regional organizations which are present in this area. Since 2006-2007, SEO was a little bit oriented towards the economic and energetic interest of two countries, China and Russia. And since 2007, a lot of changes happened with this organization. How Asians perceive the Central Asia? Because we have talked about how we perceive Central Asia and Afghanistan. What Central Asians are telling about their region? They see Central Asia as a space between Russia, China, and other powers, and they see foreign powers very interested on their region. And it's absolutely correct, but what they fear is a conflictual approach of some of these powers which compete within the region. The vacuum, political and strategic vacuum since 1991 made this region very vulnerable to a lot of threats, both internal and external. That's why until 2001, the presence of all powers which I did mention was, from the point of view of Central Asian, was seen a very good tool, balanced tool of a game which they wanted to play inside the region. Okay. What I would like to say that from the point of view of regionalism and of restructuring the international system, what we see in Central Asia is a traditionalist approach of regionalism, not so-called new regionalism. It's based, first of all, on geostrategic, geopolitical issues. What we are interested to know about the region is how to develop the region from the point of view of integrationist process in order to develop new regionalist approach within the region, not only the old games, the power games within the region. And for that we have to take in consideration both economic and political determinants. And truly it is a huge task not only to analyze these determinants, but to put together in a realistic view. You can see here how old and new regionalism works. What is right now, what the situation is right now in Central Asia? We can see the old approach, the old game, but we can see forces which are trying to develop the new regionalism within the area and within the different other regions of the globe. It is truly amazing interest from the point of view of geopolitics and geostrategy, and especially since 9/11. Does Central Asia exist? From old approach of regionalism, yes, does exist, because there are a lot of powers which give to this region a strategic significance. But from the point of view of new changes within the integration, within interdependencies and globalization, does Central Europe, does Central Asia exist? Is a very important issue, and myself and my colleagues within the university are dealing with answering to this question. Perhaps traditionalist approach is too strong, is too present in our mentality, is too present in our way of thinking and of strategizing the changes of the international system. But I'm absolutely sure that we have to and we can do more for Central Asia in order to offer to this region this integrationist approach, this new regionalist approach, in order to develop the region as a very important actor within international system. What can be done? First of all, to support such regional cohesiveness and such identity, because the identity of Central Asia comes first from the powers which are engaged in the area. What we need very much is identity of the region, coming from inside, not only from outside. To encourage this multi-level governance within the region based on state, sub-state, and supra-state levels. To expect a new and a qualitative approach of great powers towards the region, not using the regionalism in their own interest by getting access only, or remaining in control of the region, but to promote the best practices of regional integration. And I take here the case of Central Europe, which since 1990 became again the land between, and there was a debate what Central Europe will do in the next period. Will follow traditionalist approach of 19th, 20th century, or Central Europe could choose the integrationist approach. And Central Europe did chose a way of being integrating with the European Union. What role for US, EU, and NATO? A very important one. First of all, I would like to say that we need the presence of European Union, US, NATO in the region. But we need complementary work of these organizations and actors, and we need a cooperative approach of these actors within the region, not only on bilateral type, but on regional and multilateral one. I think that until now, both the European Union and NATO didn't take the advantage of being multidimensional actors. Everyone looked to the NATO and EU or as an alliance or as a traditional actor like state. Russia, China, and SCO, of course, they'll maintain their interest, but first of all, I think that they have to develop truly regional mechanism within the region. And this kind of organization, SEO, I think is very important that since 2007 is devoted to economic issues, but not into integrative approach, but in traditionalist trade approach. I think that CSEO could develop such a task for the region. My opinion is that the traditionalist great game must be replaced with a new way of acting within the region, and not only transforming the region into a cohesive area, space, but in the same time bringing Central Europe, Central Asia into the global network of regions which are very efficient today. I think that economic cooperation and trade must be very important, but in the same time military technical cooperation must be maintained within the both states and with the region. And of course, because I am a fan of constructivism approach, bringing together idealist and realist approaches, as I said 2 days ago, I suppose that both traditionalist actors like US and Russia and international organization or regional organization like EU or NATO have capability to develop creative programs with civil society, with universities, with individuals in order to develop the rule of law and good governance in Central Europe. And of course, in this way, transforming the region into a very safe one and very prosperous one on behalf of their citizens and of the security of Asia and of the world. And final word, I think that developing such approach towards Central Asia is a very important contribution to restructuring international system and developing the international system for 21st century, not for 20th century. As I said 2 days ago, if we are thinking to restructuring the international system as a business as usual, after this crisis, we'll solve nothing. If we'll do something to transform, to change the way of thinking and of acting within international system, I think will be very beneficial for the 21st century. Thank you very much.